All right, recall that a z-score of an observation is the number of standard deviations it falls above or below the mean. So a z-score of positive 2 would be a score that was 2 standard deviations above the mean. A z-score of negative 1.5 would be a value that's 1.5 standard deviations below the average, below the mean. We compute the z-score for an observation x, that suppose the value is x, that follows a distribution with mean mu, standard deviation sigma, using the z-score formula, value minus mean over standard deviation. More simply, x minus mu divided by sigma. If the observations come from a normal distribution, then the z-scores will also be normal. Regardless of the observations, z-scores will always have a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. That is, they will come from a normal in mu equals 0, sigma equals 1 distribution. Distribution even has a special name. We call it the standard normal distribution. So suppose a student had taken 2 exams, getting 60 in the verbal test and 80 in the numerical reasoning test. The class scores for each exam are normally distributed. So for the verbal test, the mean is 50, standard deviation of 10. So that would be a z-score of, well, the student scored 60, so I subtract the mean of 50, then divide by 10. That'll be 60 minus 50 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. In your calculator, I would recommend doing parentheses, 60 minus 50 divided by 10. And he's a z-score of 1. So the z-score of positive 1 means that 60 was 1 standard deviation above 50. So if I start with 50, add the standard deviation of 10, I'm at 60. For the numerical reasoning test, the mean is 70 and the standard deviation is 12. So again, the student scored 80 on the verbal. I subtract off the mean of 70 and divide by the standard deviation of 12. And I get a z-score of 0.833. So in this case, the student's numerical reasoning test was 0.833 standard deviations above the average. Relative to the rest of the classmates, which was the student's best score? Well, the best score would be the one that's largest. So in this case, a z-score of 1. So the student scored higher in numerical reasoning, but relative to the rest of the class, her verbal test was better.